You are listening to the 40 Acre Rant. I am your host, Juan T. This is the UT review for Rice, as well as the preparation for Oklahoma State. Great game last week. We'll get into it. We'll break it down. We'll get into OSU. You're about to listen to Black Sun by Irma. Hear it out.
Watch out, it's here. The monster's free. There's some Jones gonna lead you. Watch out, he's hiding out now. Speak out and shout, he's gonna get you. A million feet, they'll be marching on. The smoke is thick, your clock is ticking. The top critic will alarm you. Falling ground, no dams, no stones, engraved in gold. He's gonna get you. A billion feet, they'll be marching on. Don't wanna hear your false cries. Your white lies are king size. Don't wanna hear your false cries. No lies and no colors. Living with the black sun. Sun in the rays of darkness. Living with the black sun. Dreading the fear that grows. The fear that grows. Woo!
Yeah. Come on. How do you say? Woo. My God, I missed you guys. I know I did the show early last week. I did it on a Monday. I didn't like it. It was rushed. It didn't feel right. But this feels right. Now, I did do Irma Black Sun by Irma. And I know when I started this season, I told you guys what I was going to do. I was going to find songs in some kind of relation to whomever we're playing. I wanted to try to find, an artist that's relevant in their state and or something to make you think about who we're playing. And I couldn't find anything I gave a shit about. Oklahoma State. I don't like you guys, all right? Interesting thing, in doing my research for this, I started looking back at a beautiful website called Winspedia. Winspediia. Winspedia. Winspedia is a really great for you stat nerds, much like myself, who all I care about is just like the useless, stupid stats that really argue the fact of if you hold any weight to it at all. But I love it. And the great thing with Winspedia is it shows it can take any collegiate team. I don't know any, but like your, FBS, I think FCS. But it takes any of them and tells you what's the record. What is Texas's record versus OSU? Going all the way back to 1916. I mean, it's enough for me to nerd out. UT is 24-9, and here's what pissed me off. Oh man, for a long period of time, we never lost to Oklahoma State. Like a long period of time, really long period of time, and then 2010. Actually, let me go back here. 1997 was the first loss to Oklahoma. Nope, wrong. 1944 was the first loss to Oklahoma State, and then we didn't lose it to them again until 1997. I'll repeat that. 1944, first loss to Oklahoma State. The next loss didn't happen until 1997. After the 97 year, that was under John Malkovich. The next loss came under Mac Brown in 2010. And then Mac Brown in 2011. And then Mac Brown in 2013. And then we had Charlie in 2015 lose. And Oklahoma State's on a fucking 4-game winning streak. Which means Tom Herman has never beat Oklahoma State. Huh. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. But we'll dive into that later. Oh, the Rice game, guys, let me just tell you, right?
Watch out, it's here. The monster's free. There's some Jones gonna lead you. Watch out, it's here. The monster's free. There's some Jones gonna lead you. Watch out, it's here. The monster's free. There's some Jones gonna lead you. Watch out, it's here. The monster's free. There's some Jones gonna lead you. Watch out, it's here. The monster's free. There's some Jones gonna lead you. Watch out, it's here. The monster's free. There's some Jones gonna lead you. Watch out, it's here. The monster's free. There's some Jones gonna lead you. Watch out, it's here. The monster's free. There's some Jones gonna lead you. Watch out, it's here. The monster's free. There's some Jones gonna lead you. Watch out, it's here. The monster's free. There's some Jones gonna lead you. Watch out, it's here. The monster's free. There's some Jones gonna lead you. Watch out, it's here. The monster's free. There's some Jones gonna lead you. Watch out, it's here
Oh man, it feels good to be able to stop watching a Texas game on TV for all the right reasons. It feels really good to be back to that caliber of football. That we can play a game like Rice and be like, yeah, we got that. And then in the third quarter, I was like, yeah, we got that. And I felt good because I haven't said that about a Texas team in a really long time. We did exactly what you're supposed to do against Rice. We bounced back from that loss that we had against LSU, and it really didn't look like we missed a step or anything like that, and that's fantastic. That's great. Kudos. Everyone, fucking clap your hands. Be very, very proud of that. That is a huge feat for this team. That is a growth in maturity level. Like, when we hear about, Texas is back, we're back because of things like this. We have a long way to go to be a national championship contender because we have like building blocks, like any great foundation. You lay the foundation on the culture, and that's what UT has kind of built. And now from there, we need to take the next step. We needed to become a conference championship contender. We did that last year by being in the actual Big 12 championship game against Oklahoma. We lost it, but we were there, which is, again, when it was a long time since we pulled that feat off. And now we need to win one. I'm not saying this is going to be the year we win it, but that's the building blocks. We are building blocks in between. Like, I would probably say this would be the plaster between the blocks, right? Doing shit like this, like playing against Rice and handling your business against Rice. Handling your business against La Tech. That's what you're supposed to do. Play close games against top 10 opponents. We lost to LSU by a touchdown. Guys, we're doing it. We're doing it, right? To go through the Rice game, I mean, it's self-explanatory. It's not even really worth diving into, but here's a few things I will say, right? Jake Smith's an absolute goon. I am so happy that he is everything that is promised. The man has not disappointed us, not one bit. You know what? I'm going to do something that doesn't get a lot of love. I challenge you to find me a podcast, a radio show, and I love the guys on 1300 AM, as well as 104.9. I listened, okay, full disclosure. I listen to 104.9 probably every single day. I used to listen to 1300 back in the day. Rest in peace, Sean Adams, back with that show. But I also used to listen to it back when Rod Babers used to be on there. And, oh my God, why am I drawing a blank on his name right now? Oh, no. I can't think of his name. I feel like a horrible person. Craig Way. Jesus Christ. I hate myself. I hope Craig Way never listens to anything I do, because, yeah. Anyway, back when they used to be on 1300 AM, I loved it then, and I'm not a huge fan of Mushmouth in the afternoon, the reporter. I'm glad I forgot his name. Let me think here. 1300 AM, The Zone. What is his name? I am going to find his name. Why can't I think of his damn name? Why is it so hard? Ugh. You know what's bad is somebody who's listening who Chip freaking Brown. I hate Chip Brown. I hate the things that Chip Brown reports on. I hate the sound of his voice. I hate his face. I hate everything about him. But here's the thing. Let's be 100. Like, some of the stuff he does come out with is absolutely fantastic. He is a really great journalist. I just don't like hearing his voice, man. I can have an opinion. I can say that. Anyway, you will never find any of those shows. Any of those shows. That was a long segue. You will never find any of those shows that actually care or show some love to special teams, man. I hear Bucky talk about it from time to time in the mornings, but you don't hear too many people praise. Our special teams looks so much better this year based off they did last year. And we're only 3 games in. Just watch the blocking, watch the surge on kickoff. Dicker, the kicker, is looking absolutely great, like a stud, just smashing it. He's a lot more comfortable now than he was last year, and he's still young. That's fantastic. Our punts are looking clean. You know, I mean, we're never going to get a Dixon again, but hey, listen, you know, we'll take a silver medal or whatever we can call whatever the hell his name is, I can't think. I'm off today, guys. It has been a week. I'm just gonna put it like that. It has been a week, and I am fine. I am hanging in here, guys, by a thread. Hold on, let me take a drink. This is how off I am. I'm not even drinking alcohol. That's water in the cup. What is happening to me? What is happening to this show? The 40 Acre Rant is in shambles. But we're going to trudge on here, okay? One thing that I noticed when I did the research here about the Longhorns, Sam Ehlinger, and doesn't get talked about a lot, is leading the Big 12 in touchdown passes right now with 11. The kid's a gunslinger. And I love all of the media propaganda, or the media slander, if you will, of trying to put him and Tim Tebow in the same box. Like, they're not, man. Let Sam be a quarterback. Why can't Sam be Sam? Why does Sam have to be about a very proactive, very productive, game-changing quarterback in college football, but a bust of one in the NFL? Why is that his comparison? Just because he's big and he can run someone over? All right, well, there's a lot of quarterbacks that can do that. But because it's stupid. I'm not a fan of that at all. But he's definitely showing them up, and he's showing them wrong. I did see the other day he's on the short list for the Heisman running, which is awesome. Season's young. Things can happen. There are a lot of studs on that on that Heisman list. But hey, listen, we have a few games that I think can put us on the spotlight that Sam has to shine for, and I think Oklahoma's for sure being one of them. And then I would probably have to say, like, our bigger dogs here, we have to overcome K-State. We are going to need to perform well against TCU, because there's a part of me that thinks TCU is kind of like a sleeper team that nobody wants to talk about right now. Baylor, of course, like, we've been hearing of a biblical change to keep the school's core fundamentals into this pun. I don't even know if that's a pun. I don't know, man. But from Baylor, you've been hearing for the past couple of years of this surge, this rumbling from up under of, you know, they're getting it, right? Each year they're getting a little better. And everybody's buying into Matt Rule. And that's a team that's going to rock. I'm telling you, like, this is a team that might give us some fits. They're getting there. They're getting there. They're another program where I can say they're maybe a year or two away from. They're not going to be. I don't think they're going to be as explosive as they were back in the Art Briles days, but I definitely believe they can be a contender. I can see them being that, as I talked about last year, that K-State-esque type team, which is dangerous, which is still dangerous. K-State's is an interesting team that I just don't know how I feel about them, but for some reason, although Snyder's not there, I still feel that K-State's going to be a kind of a team to try to upset us here. And then really, when you think about the rest of the division outside of Oklahoma and in this Oklahoma State game, West Virginia looks like a pretty nice dumpster fire there. I'm not believing anything that's coming out of that. Tech, we'll see. Whatever those tortilla throwing Texas Ranger Night Rider, that's what the word I'm looking for. Like, whatever those tortilla boys do, I don't know, but I'm not worried about that. Iowa State, again, a consistent reminder of teams that are contenders. Those of the upper level in the Big 12 is where Sam's going to have to shine if he wants to overcome. He's going to have to shine and overcome. He did a really great job at LSU. The problem was, so did Joe Burrow, right? That shot us in the foot. But I I want to see this team get angry. I want to see this defense get upset. I want to see this defense get pissed. I want to see the defense hit somebody in the damn mouth this week. I want the defense to be as upset as I am over the fact that we are in a 4-game losing streak to Oklahoma State. That's how angry I want them to get, because our defense has not shown up this season. Our defense is performing as they should against trash opponents, but when it mattered and when it counted, where were they at? LSU ate us alive. Oklahoma State, let me tell you something about this Oklahoma State team. Don't sleep on this Oklahoma State team. When you go to the Big 12 and you start looking at statistically where teams lie, you can't go much further down the list to find OSU on just about everything. Chuba Hubbard, their running back, is the leading rusher in the Big 12. Chuba Hubbard's the leading scorer in the Big 12. Chuba Hubbard, he's freaking everywhere, man. You know what? And here's the other thing. Their quarterback, he ain't bad either, my man. He is not bad either. Spencer Sanders is the 5th best in the Big 12 in total offense. He's also in the upper half of the passing averages per game. He's number 3 in pass efficiency. I mean, what do you want from the kid? Their receivers, they're not bad either. Their receivers aren't bad either, my man. They have some absolute studs there on the receiving core. With that kind of high-power offense from literally 3 aspects, you heard it all week for those who listen to the radio and for those who don't. The thing that Todd Orlando is going to have to think about going into this game is, what do you take away? Do you try to lock down Chuba Hubbard? That's a horrible name. Why does his mom hate him? Chuba Hubbard? God, you knew what your last name was when you were naming him the first name. Think about it. But we got to choke something out. We're either going to have to choke out the passing game, which, let's all be completely honest and transparent here. No one thinks we can do that. I don't. And if you do, someone tell me, what game did you watch that makes you think that we can choke out a passing game? Because we can't. The running game is going to be the thing we have to kill. We're going to have to eliminate Chuba Hubbard. We're going to have to eliminate Chuba Hubbard. We cannot allow him to run all over us. And then we can't also allow Spencer Sanders to run all over us. Now, I'm going to say this because, again, when you start unfolding layers and you start looking at teams and who they've played and what they've accomplished, and I look at Oklahoma State's schedule, and I look at what they look like in week 1. They played Oregon State. They won 52-36. Then they literally play the school that I grew up calling Ryan Street High, also known as Magny State University. They beat them 56-14, and then they played Tulsa, and they beat Tulsa 40-21. And for those who didn't look at that game, I would like you to go take a look. Because what we have when we're playing that game, Tulsa's trash. And Tulsa, in the, second quarter, like, took the lead. They put up 21 points. It was 21-20. Oklahoma State came back, put 20 in the second half. That's how they won. They stopped Tulsa. And Chuba Hubbard ran all over them. But if you watch that game, Tulsa can't tackle to save their life. They were blowing massive holes at the front of the line. Like, it was terrible. Terrible. As they would say on the Cleveland show, that's terrible. It was not good. There's a part of me that understands that the threat that Oklahoma State is as a team, because anytime you have a dual threat quarterback, you need to respect that. And that is exactly what they have at Oklahoma State. There's a lot of things you can do with that. But here's the problem. A lot of the counters that we would try to do would be more around getting some of our safeties on there to get some more speed, but still have that power. But we're hurting safety. So we're going to have to put some linebackers out there and hope that we can contain this guy. I believe in T.O. I believe in him. But I believe in him more so in this than anything. I firmly believe this is the year we beat Oklahoma State. Because by looking at the paper and looking at Oklahoma State, I don't think they're good. I don't. You can make the argument to say the same thing that I said about Texas, that they're beating opponents like they should be. But are they? Are they, though? I mean, you gave Oregon State 36 points. McNeese State got 14, but, only one was during real regulation and the other one was in garbage time. And Tulsa gave you some fits. You have not played a tough opponent yet. We are your first tough opponent. We have already played LSU. Oh, we ready? Oh, we ready? That's what I want to see, right? Like, OSU, I know, has a top five offense in the Big 12 as it stands now, but my analysis says that they're just trash. They're not trash. They have not been challenged. If they come out here and they put up those kind of numbers against us this week, I have a few things I'd say. I would say, one, our defense has failed us again, but I'd give them their due. I'll see what they look like this week. But listen, my time on the show is done. I can keep rambling. It's been a long week. I hope y'all enjoy this. And if you don't enjoy it, that's cool. Tell me. Tell me what you want to hear. Tell me what you want to hear me do differently. For anyone who is still listening this long into the podcast, reach out. Hit me up. It's on Facebook. One love. I love y'all. I'm going to bring the track back. I'll see y'all next week. I'm out.
This ain't no place to call a home. This ain't no place to call a home. Don't wanna live here anymore. We'll be marching on. Think out, so carefully your choice. What is it gonna be? Think out, and tie the peace down. Stand up and walk. It's gonna get you to the end. You'll be marching on. Don't wanna hear your folks cries. Your white lies are king size. Don't wanna hear your folks cries. No lies and the colors. Living with the black sun. Sunny in the rays of darkness. Living with the black sun. Dreading the fear that grows, the fear that grows. Black sun. Sunny in the rays of darkness. Living with the black sun. Dreading the fear that grows, the fear that grows. Black sun. Rays of darkness. Living with a black sun. Dreading the fear that grows, the fear that grows.